So we're here with Stephen Poster at BandPro's Open House 2016. Stephen, how you doing this year?
I'm good, thank you. Good to be here again.
Yep. So what's new? I mean, let's first start out with the Local 600. It's, believe it or not, we're at the end of the year, and you guys have had a great year. Can you tell us anything that went on?
Well, most recently, last Saturday, we had our wonderful Christmas party out here. A band and great food and Santa Claus. And now we've got our next party is going to be in Chicago,
Okay.
the 16th, I think it is, and we're actually going to have a screening of the Emerging Cinematographers Awards then, and then we go the next day to Atlanta for the party, and then we go from Atlanta to New York, all in 3 days, and all the holiday parties. So it's going to be great fun. The Emerging Cinematographers Awards were spectacular this year. It was our 20th year, and it just gets better and better every single year.
What's on tap for next year?
So we have lots of events coming up and a lot of training. Lot of training in all the regions. So that's great. Our Women's Caucus and our Diversity Committee are doing a lot of work, and events are happening all over the place for that genre of, and we've done and we are continuing to do what we're calling pre-retirement seminars, where we mentor people on how to prepare to retire.
Oh wow!
So there's a broad spectrum of what Local 600 is doing, and I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, and just so we can tell the folks at home, where can people go to explore joining Local 600? Is there a certain part of your website, or?
There is, it's on our website. There is a section that's open that you don't have to be a member to get into, and there's a booklet, a membership information booklet, and that will tell you all about it. And then as you begin to fulfill the requirements for membership, you contact us and we'll help you get through the humps.
So how long have you been a member of Local 600? Just to kind of look back for a second.
I've been since the beginning of the union, which was a new union that was merged from three unions. Yes. The New York, the California, and the Central region.
Okay.
And I had gotten into the union in Chicago very early on, and then had to fight my way in out here. Well, that's not. We're one national local now.
Yes.
It's wonderful to have the continuity from one end of the country to the other.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't know, Stephen Poster's been DP on many films, including Donnie Darko and one of the Rocky films. Steve was second unit DP on Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Most recently shot Amityville Horror sequel.
Yep.
And many other things. I looked, and you did a Miles Davis documentary.
That's in progress. It's a long-time documentary.
Great, very exciting.
Yeah.
Miles.
I did the most important Canadian movie ever made, Strange Brew.
Strange Brew. That's right.
There you go. Okay.
Yep. What do you have on tap? I mean, obviously, like any DP, can you talk about anything?
I can talk about it. I can say that we are hoping to start production very shortly on Richard Kelly's next movie called Soulmate. It's a wonderful, as all of Richard's scripts are, it's a wonderful script, great concept, and it looks very good for us to start in the spring.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
So just to kind of inform people, because you've been doing this for a number of years.
Few years.
Just
a few.
How do you go about, just to help educate the next generation, how do you go about preparing for a big, massive feature film that they all have different looks and feels and different stories and genres and directors and locations? I mean, where do you start? Are you at your kitchen table, or do you have a special place? What's your process?
Well, my process is first reading the script several times before I even start making any notes. Yeah, it's kind of a kitchen table or desk, or now on my iPad. I tend to sketch out some ideas. I am not a storyboard person. I don't like storyboards unless you have a very specific reason for them. But it's in discussion with the director that allows you to begin to intuitively absorb what should be on the screen.
Yes. So you're kind of pulling the director's vision and fusing it with your own feel? Okay.
And then feeding it back and seeing if he'll buy it or she'll buy it.
Right. And then what do you do?
Well, that whole process is a series of negotiations. You're negotiating with the director. You're negotiating with the producer and production manager. You're even sometimes negotiating with the actors on an interesting level. But you're most often negotiating with yourself about what is it you want to tell the audience with each image.
Yes.
And that's the big question.
So what is it with, we're in camera land with such great tools, more than ever this year, even more than last year, 4K, 8K, and endless, and without going down tech road. What are there things that you're excited by, even if they're just adaptations to older technologies? Is there anything that you've enjoyed playing with, whether it was on the latest horror film you shot or other things you're working on?
I'm a big fan of bit depth. I'm a big fan of as much bit depth as you can get. And I shot Amityville at 2K 12-bit as opposed to 4K 10-bit. I thought it was more important to be able to have the control on the ends, to be able to really gradate and do what you wanted to do. And in order to do that, you have to have some image to do that work. I was very excited by the fact that I did all my night interiors and exteriors at 3200 ASA. I worked that way in still photography. So so it's actually kind of fun for me to duplicate that on a chip. And I shot the main body of the movie with the C500 and recording to a codex. Okay. And I shot the second, the pickups on a Mark II, a C300 Mark II. And we shot natively at 2K 12-bit.
Lenses?
Lenses, there's just so much to choose from right now. I happen to like the Canon zooms. The 30 to 300 is a brilliant lens. And I like the Panavision. Well, I like the big new Panavision lenses. The big shiny brand new Panavision lenses are fabulous. But I love some of their legacy lenses. What they call legacy lenses now was the junk that we shot with for years and years and years, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. And what did you use on the lenses on Amityville, just since you were...
I used the Canon.
Oh, Canon. Okay.
I used the Canon primes and the Canon zooms on Amityville.
Okay.
And it was great because, of course, we were pressing, and some of the short zooms are great because we could get them into this tiny little location that we were shooting in.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. And to me, I often create at least a part of the personality of an image through filtration, through diffusion. Okay. It's a very important part of my style and what I really like doing.
So did you use a variety of filters?
I used, I'm mostly using the pearlescent, the Tiffin pearlescent at this point.
Okay.
I really like those, what they do digitally.
I know you do a lot of still photography.
Yes.
So might we see some of your work on display next year?
I've been working in a new vein with my still photographs. maybe because of the house we're remodeling and living in, and maybe because of the intensity of what's going on politically, I'm working abstractly, which is very interesting. So my latest stuff is going to be abstract. I'm still shooting, you know. I still have a great passion for shooting.
Yep.
Let's see. Great.
I've never been shot by Steven before.
There you go.
It happened. Yeah.